Hello, everyone, and lovely to see you here. Hope you have had a great Christmas. I'm here with Roger Hamill. Roger, hello. Dave is behind the camera, and we're here to tell you a little bit about a new prayer initiative that kicks off in a few days' time on January the 1st. More about that in a moment. But, Roger, good to see you. This prayer initiative is connected with a conference you went to in San Francisco back in November. Tell us about how you got there, how you ended up there, and what happened, what were highlights for you?
For sure. Well, it was October and I was visiting my twin brother and his family in Seattle. And they are involved in 24/7 Prayer USA. And they invited me down to this conference in San Francisco. So after a wonderful cascade of many miracles, I found myself on a 23-hour overnight train down the west coast of America.
Oh, yes.
And arrived in San Francisco. Never been there before. It was unseasonably warm, low 30 degrees, not a cloud in the sky.
Hard to be there.
And it was just beautiful. And yet the highlight was absolutely unexpectedly was the prayer conference. I didn't expect that would be the highlight of going to San Francisco for the first time. But over the 2.5 days we were there, I became more and more and more enthused about what 24/7 prayer in the States and more globally are doing, and the wonderful plans they have for 2025 to sort of extend the kingdom building work that they're doing.
So tell us, share with us a few things, a few highlights. But you also came away with inspired by an idea, an initiative for Willowfield. So tell us a little bit about that.
So the theme of the conference was praying in color, and they covered so many different angles to that. They talked about incarnating prayer, so putting boots on your prayer, going to where the need was to pray, your kingdom come. And they talked about so many different practical ways that prayer can become a greater habit for individuals and for church communities. And they talked, and this was very exciting, about the impact that's having in so many diverse different places and how God is using the prayers of his people, particularly the prayers together of his people, to transform churches, to transform communities, to transform countries, to transform the world. So it's hard not to come away from that really excited. One thing in particular that I thought that would be amazing if we did that in Willowfield was their Lectio program, which maybe many people have heard about. It's the app they have, the morning and evening rhythms of prayer, where they're not rebranding that, but they're extending that starting the 1st of January 2025 to 3 times a day. Very short morning, noon, and evening prayers guided through the app. And I came away very excited thinking about, particularly for those in the church community who aren't able to make it to the early morning Wednesdays or the monthly Monday evenings, aren't able to come together and pray together physically in the same space like that. It could be a wonderful way that this church family could adopt the same prayer rhythms, the morning, the noon, and the evening, and be praying together that way. And I'm really excited to see how God would use that to transform the individuals in this church, to transform this church, and to transform this church's mission in East Belfast and beyond.
Yeah. I love the idea of a church family praying together regularly 3 times a day. 24/7 are launching afresh, if you like, Lectio 365 with resources to pray 3 times a day. It's something that I have used in the past, have used recently in our approach to Christmas. So praying in the morning with Lectio 365 generally is about 10 minutes. From what I can understand, at lunchtime it'd be short, punchy 3 minutes, and then again in the evening 3 to 5 minutes. But it's a way just to impact your day by praying 3 times a day and shaping your day around prayer. I know you've written a song as a result of your time in San Francisco. Tell us about that.
So I was in San Francisco for exactly 3 days from when I set foot off the train and got back on the train again. And each of those days was jam packed full of amazing adventures and unexpected, wonderful experiences, and some more difficult, challenging experiences too. Because in San Francisco, just a few blocks, one block really away from the where the conference was, there was such deprivation and hurt and pain with all the people that are homeless and addicted to substances, and that was heartbreaking. But then to be part of a conference where you're hearing story after story about how broken hearts and fractured souls can be healed whenever God's people come together and pray incarnated prayers, prayers with boots on at that point of need, it gave me hope. So I on the 23 hours back on the train back up to Seattle, I had a tune in my head and I wrote down some lyrics and that came to a song called 3 Days in San Francisco.
Okay.
So I was quite pleased that it was a nice way and sort of record for me anyway the experience of 3 amazing days in San Francisco.
Yeah. I would hope that we're going to hear that at some point in January.
Yeah.
So this is a new initiative for us. It kicks off on New Year's Day, running through to Easter Sunday. We would love you to be part of this. And we'd love you to tell us that you're going to be part of this by clicking on the link included with this video. Take care. See you Sunday.